As I was saying, elections, of course, are won and lost. Parties claim to be triumphant on the basis of an electoral victory. But an electoral victory has really nothing to do with the deliveries that are required to make India a great nation. It is just a process, and if that process is polluted, we can never become a great nation. And unfortunately, the history of this government has shown, and this party has shown from 2014, that this process of election is truly polluted. And it has become increasingly polluted as the years go by. I was very, and of course I congratulate the BJP for having won in West Bengal. I would also like that this is a time for the opposition to do some introspection and to decide as to how to fight this battle for the identity of India, for the unity of India, for the prosperity of India. And this battle can only be fought if we think of India as a nation without reference to caste, creed, and religion. I was a little intrigued when the Prime Minister made a statement the other day saying that we don't believe in the politics of revenge. We believe in the politics of change for the better. And that intrigued me. That statement intrigued me because the Prime Minister has been following the policy of this Prime Minister, and the BJP has been following the policy of revenge at every stage. And the change that they have sold a dream about, several dreams, has not happened. In fact, the Prime Minister no longer talks about Achhe Din, because he knows that Achhe Din abhi tak to nahi aaye. He never talks about, the cities, the great cities that he was saying, where connectivity. He never talks about any of those. Har Jal Mein Nal also he doesn't talk about. He doesn't talk about petrol prices anymore. When he was not in power, he said that I would bring the rupee down to 58. And now the rupee is close to 100, to touch 100. He doesn't talk about that anymore. He doesn't talk about even terror anymore. Because when people are terrorized, how will you talk about terror? It's others who are terrorized. ED raids, CBI raids. A very nice epithet called ICE, income tax, CBI, and ED. And if you add narcotics to that, it becomes nice. So sometimes it is ICE, sometimes it is nice. Elected governments are thrown out. People are bought. Imagine 2 MLAs in Punjab, 7 MPs in centre of BJP. But BJP has 2 MLAs in Punjab. How do they have 7 MPs in Rajya Sabha? As you know, an MP can only be elected if a certain number of votes are cast in terms of proportional voting patterns as given in the Constitution. So they don't have them. This is what the change that the Prime Minister is talking about. This is what Badlav. This is Badlav. This is revenge. I will not allow any opposition government to remain in power, even if the people of the state elect that government. Never. And you can see that happening. It happened in Madhya Pradesh, it happened in Karnataka, it happened in Maharashtra. Elected governments thrown out. It happened in Uttarakhand, it happened in Arunachal. It happened. So you throw out governments who are elected, and you call that change for the betterment of India. This is shocking. We want change. We want you to bring about change for the prosperity of India, but your policies don't even implement the dreams that you sell to the people of India. And see, I just want to bring home some facts. You also said, and our dear Home Minister also said that, look, there is huge incidence of violence in Bengal, in West Bengal. Huge incidence of violence. And TMC is a party which spreads violence. And you want to curb that. And you were afraid that during the course of the election, there will be huge violence. And therefore, you sent 2,400 battalions of CAPF to ensure that there's no violence, even though the Election Commission controls security arrangements during the course of the election after the notification issued for the election. The entire security arrangement is under their control. I mean, in the course of this election, have you ever heard of the media talking about Tamil Nadu or talking about Puducherry or talking about Kerala or even Assam? Focus. Okay. We must revenge our defeats, which we have suffered on the last 3 elections. Kudos to them. They won. They must be congratulated. But how they won is the question. So you had these battalions. And over and above that, you said that after the 4th of May, the Home Minister made a statement that for another 60 days, they will continue to be there. 70,000 CAPF personnel will be continued to be there. But what happened after the 4th of May? What happened? There was violence, outbreak of violence, TMC's offices vandalized. There was arson that was committed. Reports from Calcutta, Toliganj, Kasha, Belaghata, Ruby Crossing, Barwipur, Kumarhati, Barangar, Howrah, Bairampur, Murshidabad, Asansol, Kuch Bihar, Siliguri, Jaipalguri, Ghatal, Falta, Diamond Harbour, and other areas, mobs alleged damaged properties, kicked hoardings, set off offices on fire. Video showed bloodied workers, mobs chasing TMC. And what were these forces doing? They all kept going. Nobody interfered. This was medieval bribery, medieval barbarity. And yet, you are the ones who talked about protecting ordinary innocent people and ensuring that no violence took place. This is the peace that you were looking for. So you say one thing, but on the ground, the opposite happens. Now let's come to a little data point that I want to share with you. And that is with reference to, of course, as you know, that this election was not between BJP and TMC, it was between the Election Commission on the one hand, the Union on the other hand, and TMC. And SIR did all the trick, according to me, but that's something that will come out later. But let me tell you, wherever there were votes that were deleted, what was the outcome? In constituencies where the deletion was less than 5,000, TMC won 0 and the BJP 13. In constituencies where the deletion was 5 to 15,000, TMC won 12 and the BJP 50. And in deletions were between 15 to 25,000 in constituencies, BJP won 19 and TMC won 19 and BJP 47. And where there was more than 25,000, TMC won 51 and BJP 95. So how is it that wherever there are deletions, the BJP has won more seats? There must be 5 to 15, 12 to TMC and 50 to BJP. 5-0, right? So obviously this itself are very, very revealing figures which tell you the impact of deletions on the two parties. Wherever and whatever the extent of deletions, it's BJP who has benefited. I don't want to go into the 27 lakhs and the total 90 lakhs. Let's not go into all that. These are figures in themselves which are quite revealing. And of course, while all this was happening, and what was happening within the counting areas, you had the presence of the micro observers appointed by the central government, presence of another central government employee or a public sector employee looking over the election. Then the RO was returning officer, was under the control, again appointed by the election commission, so under their control. And of course, then there were counting agents. And I have never seen, at least we fought several elections, I have never seen that at the end of each round, there is no announcement as to what is the end of the result on each round. Nothing. None of this was announced. And at the end of the day, they would then announce the result. And in the meantime, no counting agent, nobody was allowed to come out. Even the candidate was not allowed to come out. Some of them went in the morning, came at 10 o'clock at night. What kind of election is this? I mean, is it something unique that's happening in West Bengal that doesn't happen anywhere else? This itself is shocking. And what do we... This is not the way for democracy. See, election has to be fought as an entry into the system which takes the country forward. For the BJP, it's an end in itself. I won the election, now I can do what I like. Then I'm the master. We can prosecute anybody, we can arrest anybody, and if we let them go to court, doesn't matter. If it's illegal, doesn't matter. They will remain in jail for a long time. Let them go to court. People languish in court. You attack all the chief ministers. You file prosecutions against chief ministers. Many of them have gone to jail. This is no way to run a country. And it's time for the opposition to get together and fight this together with one voice. And this is very, very important because the country is for all of us. The future of our children, our grandchildren depend on what policies the government is framing for the last 11 years, 12 years. We can't allow the country to be captured in this fashion. Institutions can't be allowed to be captured in this fashion. I mean, and there is no institution which is, according to me, what I call quote unquote fully independent. Some are completely taken over, and some attempts are being made to completely take them over. And what kind of campaign is this? When you say in your campaign that Hindus must vote, get together, look at what was said in the course of the campaign. Adhikari, Shivendu Adhikari said, Hindus must rise, unite and vote for BJP or Bengal will turn into another Bangladesh. What kind of statement is this? This country is not about Hindus, Muslims, Jains, Bauds and Christians. This country is for Indians. And what do you mean that Hindus must unite? This is an appeal on the ground of religion to vote. This is violation. It's a corrupt practice. Of course, we'll go to court, but we don't know what's going to happen in court. We've had some pretty bad experiences. So what do we do with this kind of a polity? And what do we do with this? Is not badlav. This is revenge. This is not change for the better. It is change for the worse. This is to ruin the very structure of our society by thinking in terms of caste, creed, and religion. This must stop. And we all, citizens of this country, must fight against it. Thank you very much.
कपिल जी, एक सवाल, कल ममता बनर्जी ने बोला है कि 100 से ज्यादा सीटों पे उनको हराया गया है जबरदस्ती. So इस टाइम पे is there any legal remedy or are you going to approach the high court?
But I'm not a member of the TMC.
No, but you.
तो मैं कैसे कह सकता हूँ? अगर बस मुझे जानकारी नहीं है, वो कहती हैं तो सही होगा और वो जो रास्ता वो अपनाएंगे.
No, at this point, what are the legal remedies that are?
I don't know what the extent is, how it is, what the ground facts are. I have no idea.
So also because you're a constitutional expert, so I just want to connect this question because she has strictly said that I will not resign. Because these are.
I don't know what she has said. I don't know. There is also some report saying that no, I've taken back that statement. I have no idea what the facts,
No, sir, what
facts are. So there's no point asking this question.
No, sir, see, there's the same questions which you are saying. It was election commission versus TMC, not versus BJP.
I've been saying this for a long time.
Instead of,
Yeah.
and on this ground, she said she will not resign.
No, but I don't know.
Constitutional
See, I cannot peep into the minds of a persons who make statement, and I cannot comment on that. It's not fair of me to comment, right? Apparently, the newspaper reports and social media says that she took that back, took that statement back. So I don't know why you're asking me this question.
No, sir.
No, sir, there is
She has
no.
not.
She has not.
I don't know about it. You ask her that
Okay.
question.
Sir, but in this kind of a situation of a state, what kind of a legal remedy
Very
or
bad. No,
constitutional
I am not
remedy
going to
will you
answer
have?
a question which is hypothetical.
Sir, I have a separate question, sir. Earlier, last day when you held the press conference, you said that Amit Shah ji had asked for 170. Exit polls were giving 190. Election Commission has passed even that.
It's much worse. They had already, see, what happens is, there are two ways of looking at it. Either, they are so popular that nobody can defeat them. That's also possible. Or they know what the end result is going to be. There are only two possibilities.
No, sir,
So if they know the end result, then the posters are told the end result, and the posters will show that, then they will say the posters are right. So I don't know what the facts are, but it could be either.
But sir, you are also raising question about the counting now, how counting happened.
I'm raising the question on the basis of information I have, and not what Abhishek Banerjee said in his press conference. He said that people were beaten up, and you get the videos, video recording. Get the video recording, and at 100 such counting stations, people were beaten up. So he knows best. I don't know because I was not there. But if that's true, the Election Commission, which has that, video, should actually place it in the public domain. In any case, they have to keep it for 45 days. And I would request that RTIs be filed to seek those videos. And if they don't give them, then petitions be filed in court to seek them.
So you say that in the terms of RP Act violation, you're going to approach the
Appeal on the basis of religion is a corrupt practice.
So are you going to appeal?
I am not the member of the TMC, my dear.
Sir, adding to that,
I'm not going to join any party either, as I've said.
No, that I know, but
I made that public statement a long time ago. Never in my life will I join any other party. So I'm an independent member of parliament, which is why I hold these conferences, because for the interest of the nation, right?
Sir, you have been saying this about postponed violence cases. They are going on the Supreme Court also. Are you going to bring it to the notice of the Supreme Court that these violence?
I am nobody. I am just concerned at the way my country is moving forward. I am concerned about the health of our nation. When I talk about health, the secular health, the political health, the economic health. The economy is going down on a daily basis. If the number of kids who come out of college who want jobs is 1 crore 20 lakhs a year. Where are the jobs? Nobody, the Prime Minister doesn't talk about that. That's the badlav we want. That's the change we want. He doesn't talk about that. Right? There are no skills. And AI is destroying jobs. So where jobs are needed, they are not being created. Where jobs are there, they are being destroyed. And we talk about badlav. We talk about change. What's change? This government is incapable of taking care of the prosperity of India. This Viksit Bharat is a dream. It's another jumla. Viksit Bharat will only happen if you don't have these kind of appeals, where everybody will be looked upon as a citizen of India first. And that's the only way you should look upon the people of India.
सर सुप्रीम कोर्ट में बहुत सारे केस है वेस्ट बंगाल रिलेटेड जो अभी भी पेंडिंग है, आप भी बहुत सारे केस का पार्ट है। सर ये केस का फ्यूचर क्या होने वाला है?
मुझे नहीं पता यार, हमने खुद देश का फ्यूचर नहीं मुझे पता, केस के फ्यूचर की बात कर रहा है।
सर अपोजिशन यूनिटी आपको लगता है कि बड़ा सीरियसली इस तरह
सीरियसली या नहीं सीरियसली, ये मेरी अपनी भावना है। हाँ, और हम चाहते हैं कि हम उसमें पूरा हिस्सा लेंगे एज इंडिपेंडेंट मेंबर, पूरा हिस्सा लेंगे।
बंगाल में सब अलग अलग लड़े, सीपीएम, कांग्रेस, टीएमसी।
अरे यार ठीक है ना, वो लड़ते हैं तो उस चुनाव में तो लोग अलग अलग लड़ते हैं ना, तो अलग अलग तो होता है। अब वो तो जेडीयू और बीजेपी पे अलग अलग लड़े थे ना। तो जहां इनके पास वो नहीं होता, मेजोरिटी नहीं होती, अलग ही लड़ते हैं। हाँ, अभी भी कोशिश कर रहे थे ये तमिलनाडु में। हाँ, तो वहां भी तो ऐसे होता है। जब आपकी पूरी सरकार नहीं हो तो अलग ही लड़ना पड़ता। ठीक है।
Sir, thank you. Sir, last question. You mentioned that opposition party needs an introspection. Also highlighted the communal appealing. Now, connecting these two, how do you see Asaduddin Owaisi saying that no secular parties can stop BJP? They need to form an.
You think that by nominating only a Muslim candidate on the basis of religion and fight elections will stop the BJP? It won't, no? So the logic doesn't apply. I have great regard for Mr. Owaisi, but not for his logic. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.